What's up everyone, and welcome again to this Python course. Now let's speak about this property, which is the immutability of strings and also of other elements, but for strings it's more easy to explain. So for example, lists and other objects are not immutable, meaning that they are mutable. We can change them in place. Strings are immutable. When we define them in a variable, we can't change elements or words inside that without replacing the string altogether. Let's see what I mean with this. So our string is Europe. Imagine that I would like to translate this to a Portuguese word, which is Europa. So Europa, the last letter would be an A. You think this is doable? So I can pick up the last element, the last letter, and then I'll just assign it to something, to an A, and see if that would reflect on my string. With lists, I can do that with no problem at all, as we will see, but here, let's see. So as you can see, this str, again, returning to the type of the objects, str, we are always dealing with this, and this is how Python understands, oh, this is a string, this is immutable, I can change it. Does not support item assignment. That means that if I want to change this string, this variable, I need to replace that variable all by itself. I can change the string that has been assigned to another element. That's why we call strings immutable. They can't change. Of course, you can change the variable that is referring to that string. You can do that with no issue at all. I just point, instead of pointing to the binary representation of Europe, I point to the binary representation of Europa. That's okay, I can do that. What I can do is have a binary representation Europe, go there and change the piece to have Europa. I can't do that, okay? Make sure you understand both of these concepts. I think this mutability versus immutability will be much clearer when we get to mutable objects, of course, to the ones that we can change. And when we get there, you'll probably think, okay, so this is a mutable object. This is something that I can do with this object. And you'll understand, okay, with strings, I don't have this property. I have to replace the string. I believe this will make more sense when we get there. Just know that strings are immutable. I can't select an index, reassign it to something else. This is not possible. Okay, so we've worked around with one string, but that's something I probably will not do that many times here in Python. We want to work with different strings, combining multiple characters, combining multiple things. That's what we are going to learn in the next lecture, where we'll learn how to combine different strings into a single one. So I'll see you in the next lecture.